Good morning, or afternoon now. We're in the afternoon. How you doing? I just want to say a little bit about the Push Yourself oratorical program. And you wonder because you said this is STEAM, so what does oratorical public speaking have to do with me? Well, I know that in your STEAM you deal with ideals and technical concepts and perception and everything, but if you do not know how to articulate those ideals and those perceptions and those concepts in a proper way, then you may not be able to get funding for your projects. It's extremely important. In our oratorical program, which is headed by Judge Stanley Hill, and the program coordinator is Michelle Chamber, and I am the program coordinator assistant to Michelle. In the oratorical program, we teach the children how to do public speaking and what public speaking, what are the main points of public speaking. It's either to educate or inform, convince, persuade, entertain, or inspire. Well, you have your ideals, you build your projects, and once you build your project, you need to know how to articulate that project to your audience. So therefore, we work on subjects such as delivery, presentation, appearance, eye contact, memorization, and nervousness too, okay? In the STEM, we know I work for the Department of the Navy, and I manage a Navy contract office, and I work for a scientific organization. So we're all about research, and we're all about scientific. And so these are the minds that are being built here today under the STEAM program. And under that program, you know, you never know where it's going to take you. And so in the corporate world, you need to know, you may need resources for your project. So you need to know how to articulate the technical details. You need to know how to articulate how to receive funding if you want support. You need to know how to educate individuals on your ideals and on your project. You need to know how to motivate individuals to invest in you or invest in your project. You need to know how to articulate the requirements, your resources that are needed, any type of income. In the Navy, there is room for individuals in the STEAM project. We support, we call it STEM, because we leave out the arts, but we call it STEM, and the Navy supports the STEM across the nation in the high schools and colleges. I work with educational institutions, all the universities and the nonprofits. And in that field, you can become a program manager, a mathematician, an engineer, of course, scientist, and all of these are within the government as well as within the corporate. So we would like to invite you to come to the oratorical program and learn how to articulate your projects that you're building. I'm going to have, and some of you had an opportunity to meet Carly or see Carly present this morning. She's in 4th grade, as you're very much aware of, and she's been in our oratorical program for a while. And so we want to build the confidence in you that we're building in the other children, so that when you get that project together and you want that funding and you want to go out in that corporate world and you want somebody to believe in you and believe in what you've been thinking of and what you've been building, you need to know how to articulate it to them. So that's what the oratorical program. And so I thank Push because they're making you well-rounded. They're not just taking you and taking your ideas and concepts. They want to make you well-rounded, so they have the Push oratorical program just for you, just so you can come and we can teach you to public speak. Okay? And I'm going to turn it over to Carly.
I will be reciting for you I Am Somebody by the Reverend Jesse L. Jackson Sr. I am somebody. I may be poor, but my riches will come. I am somebody. I may have made a mistake, but God forgives and redeems the time. I am somebody. I may be young, but I am being prepared for great things. I am somebody. I may be old and in need of a little help, but I am somebody. I may be on welfare, but my business is just over the horizon. I am somebody. My clothes are different, my face is different, my hair is different, but God didn't make a mistake when He created me. I am somebody. Therefore, I must be respected, protected, never rejected. I am somebody. I am God's child. Thank you.
And so we want to invite you. We conduct coaching classes at 9 o'clock on Saturday mornings, every Saturday morning, and you can come, you can sign up. This is actually our second week, and we have a syllabus, and I just named some of the items that we do teach them: how to build a confidence, how to get over the nervousness, pronunciation, enunciation, and so come and build your confidence so that when you get that fabulous ideal and you build it, you'll know how to go out there and articulate it to the world so you can get the funding. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Jordan. And thank you, Carly. That was a wonderful oratorical speech. Thank you. I have to tell you all, the oratorical classes are one of my favorite aspects of the program. I just get chills every single time that I see a student at the broadcast give one of the oratoricals. It just makes me so proud of the students, seeing where they are when they start the program and then where they end up when they have to deliver their speech on stage. So that right there, again, Carly, that just warmed my heart. Another one of my favorite aspects of the program is actually the financial literacy program, which was run by Miss Marilyn Townsend, who just happens to be my mother, and a wonderful teacher here at Chicago Public Schools. And the first thing that sort of caught my eye was that I thought that the program was just going to be a math program, and then I found out that it was a financial literacy program. I was like, how are you going to teach financial literacy to like 6 and 7 and 8 and 9-year-olds? And I went and I observed her classroom just for a couple of days. And have you all ever taken financial advice from a 6-year-old? I sure have. I mean, I was in that class taking notes. This 6-year-old boy was teaching me how to budget, and I'm just like, yeah. And then I just graduated college, so this information was just so helpful to me. I need this. I can't do that. She just spoke. That's good. So that was just one of my highlights in seeing the financial literacy program. And today we have Dr. Martin Peters to tell you more about the program and what the students did in the program during the summer.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay. You know what? I know I'm with friends and family, so I'm going to step out back, and I'm going to come back up here, okay? And when I come back here and say good afternoon, I want you to make some noise, okay? I want you to give me a push welcome when I come back up here. So I'm going to leave and come back. Miss Amber, come and introduce me again.
are we doing this? Oh, and now I present Dr. Martin Peters.
Make America great again. Thank you very much. I can definitely take a page from this young lady here who did a wonderful job. So my role is to tell you about the financial literacy program that was taught by Ms. Marilyn Townsend. Can you stand so they can see who you are? And as Amber alluded to earlier, I teach statistics, and one of the things I teach is about the stock market. I had to do statistics in graduate school to know a lot of stuff I know about. These young kids, who was in the financial literacy class, please stand up. Please stand so we can acknowledge you. Stand. No one in here? These young kids are our future. They are talking about stock market. They're talking about Dell. They're talking about Facebook. So whatever we do, we need to have a financial literacy component to whatever we do. It's all well to make the new technology, but if you don't know how to promote it, if you don't know how to finance it, it wouldn't be done properly. Please note, our program is not just simply a matter of STEM. It's all encompassing. We have the oratorical, which you heard before, but the financial literacy part is very important for us. All the kids need to have a budget. All the kids need to have bank accounts. They need to understand how the business of finances work. And we're very happy to have Ms. Marilyn Townsend, who is a CPS teacher who's worked with these young kids. Once again, thanks a lot to Ms. Marilyn Townsend for teaching our class, and she's extremely shy, so she's not up on stage. So I'm doing her job for us. But there is a financial stock market game. If you're interested, it's run through the University of Illinois, Chicago. And there are presents, there are prizes. The program is run every year. We're looking for middle school kids who want to be part of the financial literacy program. Please sign your kids up. Parents, you could also learn also, so please come out and support your kids. Thank you very much. I'm Martin Peters, and I'm out.
Thank you again, Dr. Peters. Thank you. One of the things that not a lot of people know about the Rainbow Push Coalition is that we try to support students at different times in their lives. So you see a lot of younger students in this room right now, but we also support high school students as well as college students. And that's a program that we are also working on building up. And Mr. Jason Robinson is going to tell you more about that program.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. I'm Jason Robinson. I'm the Director of College-Bound Programs here for Push Excel. So once your students make it through kindergarten through 8th grade, then they'll come and see me for the high school portion and on to the college portion. One of the things that we like to do each year is offer a historically black colleges and universities tour for our high school students. So whether they're in Chicago public school, Catholic school, a suburban school, a private school, it doesn't matter. We do everything that we can to allow each and every student who's interested in attending our college tour to join us each spring as we spend one whole week going through the United States of America, wherever there's an HBCU. Obviously, we can't cover every school in 1 week, so over a 4-year period, we try to divide it up into the southwest region of the country, the southern region of the country, the southern belt, the east coast, and then the Midwest. The schools that we visit obviously are a highlight for the tour, but we also visit historic museums, historic landmarks. We visit corporations. For example, on this year's tour, we visited the Exelon Corporation in Baltimore, Maryland. We've gone to Toyota, we've gone to Honda, we've gone to Boeing, because we want to expose students not just to life in college, but life after you graduate. How many of you know that the reason you go to college is so you can earn a degree and get a job? Raise your hand if you believe that. Doesn't make any difference if you go for 4 years and you're not working once you're done. So we want to show them this is what you can look forward to once you graduate from college. Leading up to the college tour, we have various workshops that prepare students for college life. I'd like to call them the ABCs. A for academics, B for banking, and C for community service. So the academic portion covers essay writing. It covers how to pass and survive the ACT and the SAT test, correct? The banking portion will teach them financial literacy, how to budget their money when they get to college, how to pay for their college tuition so they won't owe our wonderful friend, Miss Sally Mae, for the rest of their lives. How many have met Sally Mae before? Anybody went to college? You know about Sally Mae? Isn't she a wonderful friend? She never lets you go until you pay up. We want to avoid that. And then community service. We want to teach the students that it's more than just academics, but it's about your character. Someone told me a long time ago that it's one thing to be gifted, but it's another thing to have character. You can be smart, but if you don't have a heart for humanity, it does no good. The Unabomber, for example, was brilliant. He was able to design bombs, but he didn't have a heart for humanity, so he took his God-given gift and used it for destruction instead of edification. So we teach them leadership skills, how to be a leader, how to be a good, morally sound person. And then when that's all over with, once you get to college, Rainbow Push also offers a scholarship program. We have several different scholarships, a wide variety of scholarships to help you meaning you as the mom and dad, because we know you're paying for your son or daughter, and your student to get through college at a minimal cost. And so all of these programs we offer to help you to succeed not only in school, but even life beyond school. And if you're interested in learning a little bit more about our history or just some of our paraphernalia, Reverend Wilson wanted me to make mention of the fact that we've recently opened the Freedom Store right behind you. You can buy a t-shirt that talks about Reverend Jackson and stopping the violence, saving the children. There are books back there that talk about the life of Reverend Jackson and some of the wonderful work he's done in the civil rights movement, and just other paraphernalia that you'll love wearing and showing how much you care about doing what Reverend Jackson says, which is, I am somebody, and I'm somebody who cares about people. Thank you so very much, and I guess the next person will be coming after me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jason. I am actually very excited to introduce the next person. She is the great niece of Miss Bessie Coleman. For you all who don't know who Bessie Coleman is, she was the first woman of African American descent to hold a pilot license, which is just like the most amazing thing to me personally. So now I introduce Miss Gigi Coleman.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Hello. Can I get some push love? We are so happy to have our aviation program here called the Bessie Coleman Aviation All-Stars. We're funded right now at Gwendolyn Brooks High School, and we're so happy to be here at Operation Push. Our main goal is to teach young people how to fly airplanes, the careers and paths that you can go into aviation. We teach the kids how to build rockets, how to build planes, paper airplanes, model airplanes, and also how to operate a flight simulator. Mr. Henry will talk a little bit more about that. Mr. Henry?
Good afternoon. I've had an opportunity to meet quite a few of you all that have come by to take part in our aviation program. Well, we have a flight simulator set up, and we don't only just teach the flight simulator as a toy. We actually train and show students how to fly. And any of the students that came through us will tell you something. If you look to my right, and young lady, I'm sorry, you can go ahead and demonstrate it. Go right ahead.
What's your name, son?
Miss Charisma. She's going to show you how that flight simulator works.
Go ahead.
But tell them one thing. Is that a steering wheel?
What is it?
That's yoke. Okay. Okay. Very, very good. Okay. Just to wrap up, I'm very glad to be here. I've been teaching aviation for many years, and today, a young man came by our setup today. He mentioned he was 4 years old but was interested in flying. I told him I was 3 years old. Now that was something like 61 years ago. So, but just to show you that what we're doing with young people, you start them early. If you have any questions or anything, we'll be here afterwards. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next up, we have Ms. Gwen Amber, who's here to talk about our Parent Advisory Board.
Good afternoon. Before I speak, I want us to give the staff and the administration of Push Excel and Rainbow Push Coalition a hand, because if we were at a football game, if we were at a basketball game, and this was the NFL, everyone, when they came out, everyone would be shouting on their feet. So we're not going to pump you to do what you should do. So we're asking everyone to give the administration and the staff an applause. My name is Gwen Amber, and I'm with the Parent Division, the Parent Advisory Board. I haven't been around for about 9 months. I was in ministry school, but I'm back. And I'm here to encourage parents to join the Parent Division. It's good that you engage your children, but we need to see you also. Many times we lead by example. When children see what we do, they hear what we say, but they watch what we do. So when you're volunteering and when you're empowering children and when you are empowering other parents, they see that. One of the objectives is to empower parents and their families so that they can reach their goal. If I have a 1-year-old, my goal may not be the same as a 16-year-old, but trust me, we have something for your preschooler. In fact, this October the 31st, which on the calendar it may say Halloween, we don't celebrate Halloween, we're having a fall festival here at Rainbow Push. We invite you to come out, we invite you to attend and bring your children. Many times the children, they're listening when you don't think they're listening. I have 3 sons. Either they have graduated from undergrad or they're currently in undergrad, and many things that they heard from being at Push stayed with them. An example, one son, when he was going for a scholarship, he had a scholarship through the state of Illinois, but he wanted to go to an HBCU school. And he told the recruiter, He said, I got a academic scholarship, and he named the school. He said, but this is my first choice. I want to come here, but you all are not offering me enough money, and my parents are not taking out a loan. That information, I did not coach him. That information he absorbed from being at organizations like Rainbow Push. So children are taking in what you say. I do encourage you to join the parent advisory, the parent division. You can contact myself, you can contact Ms. Chambers, and we can go over everything, because I cannot do an overview because it would be too long. But typically what happens when you come to us, if we don't know the answer, we get the answer. So you are empowered. Thank you.
I want all of the young people to sit up straight, put your shirts, your arm through your shirts, and I know we're live streaming. One of the things we teach at Push Excel each and every week, we try to teach our young people discipline and respect. And I know that many schools don't have assemblies anymore where you learn how to sit in your seat, face the front. And so those of you who have your backs to me, turn your chairs around now. All that bouncing off the wall, stop it. Don't touch your neighbor. Face me. Turn your chair around, son, or sit at this table. The other thing is, it is rare that you can find an organization that has such a combination of outstanding educators. And many of the people that walk around and service our children each and every week, they are the unsung heroines and heroes that we have in our midst. We have Ms. Pam Person, retired from the Board of Education after teaching 30-plus years, and then said, I will volunteer. Now I can volunteer to serve at Push Excel. She's been coordinating our Enrichment Academy for the past 2 years. Won't you give Ms. Pam Person a round of applause? All of the colors and things that, like all this loud green T-shirts that she makes us wear, and she's not in one. All of the rules that we have now placed in our program to ensure the safety of our children is in large measure because we have veteran teachers who are now volunteering. And those who are watching us on live stream, if you're retired and you want to remain vibrant and vital and want to invest in this generation, you should join us and be a part of Push for Excellence. There's no program that we have that you cannot help us with, whether it's with the College Bound or whether it's with the K-12. Michelle Chambers and Jason Robinson didn't retire from teaching. They left teaching to come here. And that's our daily staff. We have Alana Ford, who is our social media director, covering all that we do and putting it out in social media. We tweeting, we on Facebook, we on Instagram, Snapchat, and we want you to become a part of this. When you look at Gwen Amber, she is works for the Department of Children and Family Services, and she makes sure that we reach out to children, what they call in care, in the custody of the state. So our programs are not for the rich and the famous, those are the haves. It's for the have-nots and the haves. We want everybody to be in this one big tent and to be educated. Push for Excellence is saying that every child can excel, every child will excel, and we're pushing them to make sure. When you look at Gwen, who works with our oratorical, she works for the government and volunteers here to make sure that our oratorical students like Kylie are presented and ready to go. You don't have to be a great orator, but you need the opportunity to learn how to speak publicly. When I think about the fact that our security includes a Navy SEAL, and all of this climate, I'm not afraid on Saturdays when we have our Navy SEAL. He doesn't talk much, but I promise you he can it's a look that he has. And then we have a descendant of Bessie Coleman not only gives us history, but exposes our children to another level of opportunity, a career in aviation. And so parents, going forward in the fall and the winter, there are going to be some requirements for you to attend so you know what your children are receiving. You will know what your children should be doing and how this should impact you in a very significant way in terms of their achievement, their engagement in school. We have a partnership with U.S. First Robotics. The robots that we've been building and designing are because of this partnership. We have a young man who has been with us. He volunteers every week to make sure that he's teaching robotics so that he's training our young people to do what he's done. Want the U.S. First Robotics stand. And then we have a new program that we're going, the reason I'm dressed like this, I'm going to play field hockey today. So we are now going to teach our young people something more than basketball and football. We're going to teach them hockey. Today is field hockey. Tomorrow it'll be ice hockey. And David in the back has been pushing us. Can you teach them to skate? Can't they come? So we're going to be skating soon in the winter. Dave, stand up. This is our hockey in partnership with the Chicago Blackhawks. And we want to thank John Mitchell, who doesn't always talk on the mic, but he is the reason we have sponsors like Verizon, ComEd, Boeing, the Chicago Bulls, and now the Chicago Blackhawks. And Pam is so influential that she makes her friends and her brother, who's a Boy Scout, John, on my honor. I promise to do my best. Pam Person is brought, and so we're partnering also with the Chicago Boy Scouts as well as the Girl Scouts. Partnering is what we do. We also are partnering with Jack and Jill. And we'll partner with your organization if you are interested in furthering the lives of children. Now, I want to present this young man who loves to talk, but he also loves to serve. I don't know how many organizations have a PhD in engineering, a person who really worked as an engineer, who's still teaching in the city colleges, teaches statistics and other classes, comes here each and every Saturday teaching coding, teaching robotics, and inviting all of his friends. And then he also has his family members here to participate in the program. That's what PUSH is. When you see little John at this age, at 2, he will be on the computer learning coding. He will be speaking at 2 because he will see others. And I don't know how to tell you any more than what you invest in the children, the earlier you make the investment, the better it is. And that's why we have this STEAM enrichment program. And so to give us our highlights, our closing remarks, our keynote address, I bring to you Dr. Martin Peters.
Once again, I don't know what to say after that. First of all, I want to give thanks to Mr. John Mitchell here. Sometimes we take a lot of stuff for granted, and I know I certainly don't. But John has been very instrumental in listening to me in my crazy schemes. He has funded our programs, and we would not be here today. A lot of stuff we do here today will not be without John. So I want everyone to stand and give a round of applause to Mr. John Mitchell, the Chief of Staff of Rainbow Push. Good. I also would like my kids to stand. Donald, Aiden, Shaylin, please stand. The reason I have my kids stand, and Reverend Jack Wilson said it so eloquently, John's son is here also. If I can put my kids in this program, this shows the level of freaking commitment. I need you all not only to be here, to be part of the parent division, to be with us, to serve with us, because we're about service. Okay? So parents, please, please, sign up for the Parent Advisory Committee. We need you here. Thanks a lot. You guys can sit now. So you know they said, oh, you never give three people the mic. A preacher, a politician, or a teacher. I'm not a politician, I'm not a preacher. So I'll try to keep it very short as I can be, and share some stories of my life, which I'm hoping that the young kids can learn from. The first one is about connecting the dots. How many of you know about Steve Jobs? Steve Jobs was actually a student at Reed College in Oregon. Steve was not a very good student. So Steve decided, who was adopted, he didn't want to waste his time spending his parents' money following a career that he didn't want. So he dropped out of college, but he dropped in college. So what do I mean? He dropped out from the dogma of pursuing a certain program, and he dropped into classes that he liked. This is very important for you young folks. Pursue your dream. It doesn't matter what people tell you. You cannot connect the drops looking forward. You can connect the dots looking backward. My parents were teachers. I never thought I would be teachers after listening to what they have to say. Staying up all night, grading, listening to parents who weren't very grateful. As I look at my life today, I became a teacher because now I know I need to connect the dots, but those dots were connected looking backwards. The second story is about living life to your fullest and pursuing your dreams. I decided very early on I had a but along the way there were many naysayers, and I felt I did not want to complete this journey. You need to pursue what you love. You may not find it now, but at some point of your life you will find it. You have to pursue what you love, and if you pursue what you love, the blessings will come in time. Someone else's dogma. Pursue what you like. And like in any good love, you will know when you have found it. Don't give up. The last I'll talk about is living life to the fullest. When I was an early age, I decided I came across this quote when I was 19 years young. Live each day to the fullest, because you never know when that day will be your last. And I've used this for the last 30-something years of my life. I have lived by that mantra. And when too many days in a row, I have found I did not like what I wanted to do, I decided to change my career. I first started out of college working for Amoco Oil in Wyden, Indiana. I left Wyden, Indiana, and I moved to Texas City. I left Texas City and worked in Montreal, Canada. I left Montreal, Canada, and worked in Toronto, Canada. Then I transitioned to a U.S. division and traveled over 100 days a year, traveling to New Ulm, Minnesota, Wausau, Wisconsin, Springfield, Missouri, and Champaign, Illinois, and Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania. The funny thing about life is that the old clears out for the young. And right now, you are the young. You are in demand. Don't live someone else's dreams. Live your own. There was a book I read in the early 80s, and it said to young people, stay hungry, stay foolish. And as I leave here today, that is my message to each one of you today. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Don't live your life living someone else's dreams. Live your life to the fullest and connect the dots. Thank you very much for listening to my speech. I'm Martin Peters, and I'm out. So what I'll do now is we will have all the students who participated in the STEM program. We need you to stand, and we want to issue a token of our appreciation with certificate. If your name wasn't here, we apologize, but please come up and accept your certificate. So we'll have Ms. Marilyn Townsend, Ms. Pamela Persons, and Ms. Amber Townsend, who will give you both a certificate and a little trophy. And the trophy states Push Excel 2017 STEAM Program Awards. So all the kids who are in a summer program, please stand up, form a line, and you will come from this side here, where the cameras are.
When you hear your names, step forward, get your awards. Miranda Lee. Layla Blackburn. Devin Powell. Mayone Jones. Davion Johnson. Vaughn Powell. Jamie Stewart. Jamia. Dravion Scott. Linda Holman.
You should come across the front and stand here for a photo, right up here. Each child that has the certificate, stand across here.
Kayla Redden. Naomi Ellis. Charisma Dunnard. Maurice Dunnard. Demarcus Johnson. Davion Farmer. Corey Brown Jr. Come on, Corey.